What's happening, guys? Cooper Carter here for G66, and on this week's Fractal Friday, I'm going to show you how to dial in a perfect atmospheric clean on the Axe 3, FM9, or FM3. So in the last two Fractal Fridays, I've taken you guys in detail through my current live Fractal preset, and I got so many wonderful responses and questions to those two videos. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the responses. Among the responses though, the number one reaction and question that I got was, how are you getting your big atmospheric clean? So what I'm gonna do in this video is walk you guys step by step through creating a beautiful, expansive atmospheric clean. And I'm calling this the perfect atmospheric clean tone. Your idea of what a perfect atmospheric sound is might be a little bit different, but hopefully by the end of this video, you'll see that there are no tricks here. This is very straightforward to get this kind of sound, and you'll be able to dial in a perfect tone in your own terms. Now, this is a very short video covering just one small aspect of tone, but if you guys want to dive even deeper into your unit and get the absolute most out of your Axe 3, FM9, or FM3, make sure to visit classes.coopercarter.com for the complete Fractal Audio Masterclass series. So, of course, with an atmospheric clean type sound, we want to start with a clean amp. I've pulled up one of my all-time favorites here, the Band Commander, based on, of course, the classic Fender Bandmaster. And I've got two cabs here, both based on Dumble cabinets, the Rumble 12L57 and the Rumble 12L121. This gives me a, again, very clean sound. Very clean, but not very atmospheric. So the first thing that I want to do for an atmospheric preset is put in a big, expansive reverb. And for that, there are a wealth of options here in the Fractal units. You've got the Andromeda, which is very spacey. There are some beautiful crystals in there as well. I usually don't go straight to crystals for an atmospheric clean, but if you're a fan of crystals, the Andromeda and any of the other ones based on various galaxies or constellations here can be a very good option for you. The cumulonimbus and any other cloud type names are going to give you a huge expansive reverb without any shimmer, and that's going to sound like this. Likewise, deep space can be a great option for you as well. I'm going to go though with the Large Cathedral here. It sounds like this at its defaults. Really beautiful classic type reverb. I want to up this though a little bit to 5 seconds and add a little bit of pre-delay in here so the reverb kind of stays a little bit out of the way of my notes and gives it a little more space. So we get this. A really beautiful reverb sound there. Next, I'm going to run 2 parallel lines up here and add in some really fancy delays. First off, I'm going to add in a Plex Delay here. And again, no trickery here. I'm really just going to leave this Plex Delay at its default settings. I'm going to set it to parallel, so the mix at 100%, and then mute in as the bypass. And let's see how that sounds when I connect it to the grid. And really, with very little work at all, we could kind of stop there and have a pretty good atmospheric clean. But let's keep going. I'm gonna bring the level of that Plex Delay down just a little bit. Let's say -12. Yeah, so it's a little more subtle there because what I'm gonna do is actually add another delay here. I'm gonna go with the multi-tap delay. And again, no trickery. I'm just gonna select the Aurora preset here. Now you guys can explore a couple of these other ones if you'd like. I'm gonna show you though what really works for me and what you're hearing in the live preset from the last two videos. I'm gonna go ahead and connect this to the grid, set it for parallel, so mix it 100%, and mute in for the bypass mode. Let's go ahead and bypass our Plex Delay and our reverb, which we can set to mute effects in if you'd like. And we'll hear just the multi-delay. And And if we do a kind of atmospheric thing, now you'll notice that for both of my delays, I'm keeping these time parameters as matched to the tempo. So we can increase or decrease the amount of atmospheric that we're getting by adjusting this tempo here. I have it set to 100 beats per minute. Let's turn on our Plex delay, maybe bring this multi-delay mix level rather down a little bit. Let's say down there. Turn on our reverb, and now we're getting repeats from the multi-delay, we're getting a beautiful kind of pad from the Plex delay, and then the reverb is bringing all of that together and creating kind of a cohesive sound. It's really kind of a glue. So if we, though, lower this tempo way down, you'll hear it gets a lot more washed out. And you're also hearing more distinct repeats from the multi-delay. So the Plex delay becomes more washy and the multi-delay becomes more distinct. And the reverb there is still, again, holding it together. Let's go ahead though and add two more things that for me are really necessary for an atmospheric clean. I'm gonna add a compressor here to my sound to get a little bit of snap. I'm a big fan of the dynamic comp compressor. I'm going to turn the compression up just a little bit here, and let's see what we get there. Compressor really just helps bring out those notes, glues everything together, but then also it brings out your pick attack, adds a little bit of snap. So I really love how that sounds. Finally though, I wanna add in a chorus here because chorus just really brings a clean tone to life in my opinion. I'm gonna go with the dimension 2 here. I'm going to take the rate down just a little bit. This is kind of where I like to have it. And I'll bring the depth down a little bit as well. And let's see what we have there. It's getting very, very close to where I want it. Let's go ahead though and add in a delay. And I know you're thinking 2 delays already, each of which have several delays in them. Why do we need another delay? Well, let's see what happens if I add in, let's say, a ambient stereo delay here. I'm gonna set that to a quarter note, let's say a dotted quarter note. So we're getting 900 milliseconds of delay on 100 beats per minute here. I'm gonna set the left-right time ratio to be 75, and let's take this mix up a little bit here. Now I'm gonna bypass our Plex delay and our multi-delay and our reverb, and you can hear what we have just with the delay. A really cool delay on its own. You hear that we've got a little bit of diffusion happening on those repeats, so it's almost like a reverb just for our delay. And then in the modulation here at these default settings, we've got an LFO running a little bit of modulation at a 20% depth. So you can hear it if I play a chord. We're getting a little bit of that almost tape warble. So a really cool delay. And what we're gonna do is feed our dry, our Plex, and our multi-delay into it, and then feed that into our reverb, and everything's gonna come together in a beautiful atmospheric wash. So I'm very happy with where that is living as far as an atmospheric clean is concerned. Now, what I want to do though is just take this preset slightly to the next level here. Let's go ahead and go up to channel B on our amplifier. And we've got a much dirtier amp here. We've got a class A 30 watt, of course, based on the AC30. And now we can do some really cool, more dirty atmospheric stuff. Now I'm using my volume knob to bring in some swells, but let's take this one step further. I'm gonna move this over and add in a volume block here. I'm going to attach this volume block to my FC pedal 1, which I have connected to my Axe 3, but for the preset that I'm going to export for you guys to download, I'll set it to external 1 since that's more universally used throughout the Fractal landscape, and then you guys can tie external 1 to whatever it is you're using on whichever unit you have. So let's go ahead now and do a little bit of swelling with this volume. Now, if you don't want to use your foot though for the volume pedal, we could go up to channel B here and select auto swell for the volume pedal. And now we can dial in an envelope that will automatically swell our sound in as we play. Now, this is different for every guitar and every pickup, but you can get close to your playing by messing with these values and then kind of make small adjustments from there. So let's see what we have at the default. Threshold up. So now it'll automatically swell instead of me having to use the pedal. I like using my foot for it. It makes it a little more natural, a little more musical to me. And so I'll keep it on channel A, but you guys can switch back and forth between channel A and B. One more quick little thing, if you guys do use this dirty sound here and turn off the chorus and the reverb, you can get a pretty cool usable lead tone here from this atmospheric preset if you set the time all the way up to 250 beats per minute to shorten up all of these delays. So a fairly complex preset as far as the number of blocks that we're using, but very simple settings. In fact, default settings in a lot of cases for the block types that we've selected. And each block is doing something special to really come together to create a beautiful sound. The compressor is giving us snap. The chorus is giving us that beautiful wide modulated sound. We've got the volume block for some dynamic playing. The Plex delay gives us a little bit of a wash. The multi-delay is giving us some discrete delay. And then this delay is a discernible repeat sound, and it's all feeding into a beautiful Large Cathedral reverb. So there you have it, a big, beautiful atmospheric clean, and as a bonus, a little dirtier tone and a swell function with either your foot or an auto swell volume block. As always, this preset is available on the Axe Change at the link in the video description below this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did enjoy the video, please do make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to G66's channel, and leave me a comment below letting me know what you think of this preset and what you would like to see in a future Fractal Friday. And as always, if you guys want to get the absolute most out of your Fractal unit, whether that's the Axe 3, the FM9, or the FM3, make sure to visit classes.coopercarter.com for the complete Fractal Audio Masterclass series. For all things Fractal Audio, keep it right here on G66, and I will see you guys next week on Fractal Friday.